Hello, hello, hello. We're back again. We've got the G3 this time. Battle rifle, another Cold War era weaponry. Developed by the German military in conjunction with, I think it was an Irish engineer who came up with the kind of rotary bolt system. Germans do like their rotary bolts, I'll tell you that much. Because the MP5 is just a mini-sized G3. The G3 did have a variant which did use 5.56. Was used for a little while but never got adopted. It does use stamp steel and compressed, where the AK took a while to work out how to do stamp steel. The Germans pretty much got it down a little bit quicker and developed the G3, which is two bits of steel stamped and then kind of folded into the shape, into one solid shape, and then welded down the middle there. We've got safe, single shot and full auto. Big ass long bolt. The actual spring for the bolt I think goes in the stock as well. It's a bit like the FAL. This is kind of Cold War era battle weaponry. These nubs here, you see, when I was mentioning it on the SK5, on the G3, these were intentionally little nubs what came out for a optic to mount onto it. If you're somebody who does air rifling, you'll know that kind of mounting system because they do still use it for air rifles. I don't know how far along now with modern air rifles they've come along to start mounting pigtail rails to them, but this was the original method to mounting them, was kind of like weird, like hooks and nubs, and it was all a little bit kind of trial ways of trying it, because pre this time period, putting optics on guns that you're talking like World War One and World War Two was really kind of a specialist kind of role. And usually when mounting optics, the weapons were very specialised for that role. So the gun was near enough made for them, rather than manufacturing it for the majority to mount optics on. The more use of optics came in handability for like when you running, not so much running like an ACOG, but more of your got units working at night and you're putting nods on, basically a night optic on the actual weapons so they can see without using lights. As rather than strapping a nod to their head, you just strap it to the gun, and they've got a big night sight mounted to the weapon so they can see through it where they're aiming. Because ultimately, if you've got nods on your heads, then you've got to mount. They've got to try to look through the optics, and it would made more sense just to make a night optic that way, I'm assuming. So I might be talking out my arse. I do that an awful lot. But no, G3, we've got a metal upper guard. This would normally be a polymer, but they've used M-lock. Yeah, modernisation. Modernise, yeah. M-lock at the front, which basically, these grooves, you basically put your thing through and then lock it into it and mount them into the grooves. It's a weird system. Rather than using Picatinny rails, I have seen G3s with Picatinny rails. They're still heavy as hell up front. They were never designed for it. This would normally be a polymer front end, unless you were running like a grenade launcher on it, which they did do, but generally speaking, the normal infantry troop, no, this would be a tight polymer, pretty much like this, unless you were using a GSG version. They may have different designations, which would have an inbuilt bipod to allow it to be used more as a kind of support role, e.g. a support gun, or using it as a marksman weapon. Interesting thing with this, which is to do with the GS1, which we won't be covering this in the sniper roles, but this is also a weapon for the sniper roles. The GS1 was not put in this game, which is really odd because it would just be a reskin of this gun, and technically a more accurate version of the G3 made for the German police, due to an incident with terrorism, and the Germans had a contract that they weren't allowed to have a military at the current time in question, so they had no actual weapons to do marksman and stuff, and that's kind of how you end up with the SG-2000, I think it's called, the really Gucci weapon. It's only made for like the police. There's only like 12 in the world, and they're only for the German police, but they are like pristine, like monsters. But no, we'll go and jump in. We are on quantity day, probably because I'm going to run this as a marksman weapon. So exchange that pistol to a Glock. We'll have our Lego German gun with our long German's pokey stick. Gas tube goes along the top. That's usually hollow as well, the grip. One of the interesting things you'll find with... Oh my... have we found a map where there's no light? Come on. Really? What the fuck? What's going on there? Okay, I don't know if that's meant to be the thing. I don't feel like that's right. That's a weird graphical glitch on the model. If not, that's something I didn't know about the G3 having a weird little whatever's going on here. We'll have a look in the thingy room, so that's we've got a give me a sec. Let me go and see if I can find somewhere where a bit of light. Ooh, I like these optics. They're fairly easy to use. We're on the CQB site as well. 20 rounds in the mag to be aware of, but we are using NATO 7.62. That's a rotary hole, and it would get smaller. We're on setting 1, which is open, which is designed for close quarter shooting. And then as you go along, the numbers would also effectively affect the effective range of your optic, as well as the... Yeah, Alright, I'll talk about the model without thinking. I don't think we're going to have any prints on it, and I'll throw my ACOG on it and we'll get going. Sorry about that. I was hoping to go and find some light, but I think we've found a map where the lighting... As you can see, you've got buildings that are white. This map is just like glitched the buggery for me. I don't know if it's just my end or what. No, that is on the model. What the fudge is going on there? No, that's... I'm never going to be able to unsee that. Because you've got the mag pin there, and then the lower receiver, and you've got the 2 rear pins, which allows you to take the tail off to then get at the guttons, to allow you to pull out the bolt. And from there, but if you look here on the optics, as I said, you've got 4, which is the longest distance, 2, which is there. We're on 1, which is a close range. You'll find this is on the Sega's use it as well, and they are hoop sets. I'm very surprised they did that with the open sights. Do like them though, really good iron sights. I probably will be using them in future if I'm not running it with ACOG, if I'm going kind of battle rifle. But that's going to bug the snot. I'm going to have a look to see if that's a thing on the real model, because that's weird. That looks so fucking like what the fudge is going on there. Yeah, right, we'll go through the optics now. We've got all the Russian stuff, what looks like that. That looks so ugly on this thing. Holographic. That probably is like the least offensive optic to run on this in some ways, because it's the least ugliest. I don't think we've got any prints on. We will have a quick look if we can on the opposite side, but we can't do anything about that. We'll run the ACOG on it. We've got the Russian ACOG, so we don't need to rely on putting a 45 sight in, as we've got that iron sight on top to run. Foregrip, we're running the 45 degrees angle. They've kind of just wedged it into the M-lock because they didn't want to put a Picatinny rail on and actually mount it as it's meant to, or have a custom one, but they put an M-lock model in rather than a Picatinny model for some weird reason, and then put rail covers on it and then just have it clipping through the rail covers, which would make more sense to me. Laser will be the same. We'll have our little pin laser on the side. And we have our suppressor. We will run a suppressor, you've heard it on semi-shot. And we'll go through the firing behaviour on this thing. Full auto, it's like the AKM. It's a very long rifle, so you can manage the actual full auto a lot more than the AKM. But it is still 7.62. It does have a little bit of aggressive recoil. A lot more accurate than the AKM, it's semi-shot. And yeah, I'll shut up and we'll go through... I'll jump in and we'll have one final quick look at the weapon, and then I may go and get myself killed, and then I'll shut up and do music. Right, this map is god fucking awful. Right, there's definitely no prints on the right hand side. We always know there's no prints. Is there any light in the building? Have I got to run nods to see stuff on the gun? Because we got no rating on the stock. Okay, there's definitely the light by that door. Let's try this. Let's try getting the light off the door. No? No? Wait. Yeah, lighting does not work. Right. As you can see, there's only on one side of the weapon, which is the left-hand side, which is for right-hand shooters. You can shoot it left and right, but if you are shooting it left-handed, getting the selector is going to be a lot awkwarder. It's designed for a thumb, not a finger. Another useful, really interesting fact about the G3 is that in the real model, the actual trigger is like potato. And the reason for this was it was a secondary safety, even though you should have it unsafe. If it was on your weapon and you were stupid and forgot to put it into safe, if you had equipment or something get wedged in the actual trigger here, you wouldn't accidentally pull back the actual trigger as easily because it had a lot more resistance on it, which was a kind of a safety feature. It could be argued it was possibly the Germans just going, just tell them it's that reason, not that we picked the wrong springs out for the job. Yeah, the M-lock is actually mounted that's mounted wrong as well. They really are sloppy with some of the models. Bolt does not open on this. It is a bastard. You grab the thingy, pull it back, pull it up to lock it. You don't have to. I always do, just to make sure I load it, because like the MP5, this can be a bit finicky to make sure you've got it all the way back to then release it. The reason why in the real model they would do this a little bit more, not so much for the G3 but more so the MP5, it's called the HK slap for a reason, is you come down, slap it down, it fires it back down there, apparently it hurts like a bastard. It forces the gun into battering, because what can happen is if you let the bolt go back on its own momentum, there's enough resistance due to the way they've done the timing on the bolt to actually not put it into battering. You'll end up with a fail to go into battering mode, and the gun will have to then be relocked and loaded again to get it into cycle into fire. That's why. But for actual matches, you'll probably find I will be doing a lot of HK slapping on this thing, partly because I enjoy doing it, more because I do have a bad habit of cocking it up with the reloads. Have I found some light now? Oh shit, I have actually found some light here. We found some light anyway. Yeah, as you can see, the markings for the mag are still here. They're very low polygon. Are they as bad on this side? Yeah, the model they've used for this G3 is quite low render in all fairness. Ow. Can I hit him with the laser? Okay, pump my mating. As we can see, semi-shots don't fully work. What about full auto? Oh shit. We can do the HK slap, as you can see there. Very easy in comparison to the AK-12 what we just had. That is a lot more worse. So full auto, let's see what the recoil is like. Recoil is pretty much a vertical, but slow rate of fire. Slightly unpredictable recoil though. So your first two shots will be pretty much on the mark, and then after the following shots will probably miss. But usually 2 shots to the torso will be enough to kill them. So I'll shut up and we'll do... What did I knock over? Oh, I know what I knocked over. Ow, my thermometer, and then bash my face into a fucking chair. Because I forget I'm strapped to a big ass thing to my face to actually trap me. Rightio. I'll shut up and we'll run for the G3 and go for it. Remember, I did use a suppressor for the full auto test. Don't think I'm going to make that big of a difference. I did say you wouldn't really use this thing on full auto. It is a fucking G3. Run it as a marksman weapon. It is kind of really good for that, as you'll see. You can use it as a battle rifle, but as I said, the optics on this thing look horrifically ugly. And actually, while we're here, I'll really quickly show you something. This thing is weirdly sexy with the fucking optic on it. This is my sniper loadout for when I want to go and do a bit of sniping, and I feel like using a kind of marksman robot should run this kit because screw it. You got a lens cap on it, a little nub so you get your eye up and then your eye squidges forward a little bit to that, so it can kind of sit flush so you don't get light in on the optic. So yeah, we'll run that version. I'm probably making a bad choice here, but we'll bugger it. I probably will die very quickly, because this is probably the worst layout I could use. As I said, I'll shut up and put some music on. Let's go to town with the Gucci version. This is why I wish I had climb modes to just set up in the chair. What have I got? Got my chair out. Use my chair for this rather than my sitting on the floor method. Let's go to town then, boys. Bring death, those who dare. AI is being actively very aggressive. Okay, I'll go again because apparently I'll run the ACOG because this map is 12 times is a little bit OTT. But the AI are being awfully aggressive today. I apologise for dying multiple times. Let's put my chair away now. Again, I will go on the floor next time. I believe the AI has been super aggressive, but saying that, unlike Downfall, the AI on this map are a little bit too close, but as I say, graphical glitches. Don't knock over the drink. Arse. Let's go then. Definitely on veteran now. Use an AUG, one shot. 5.56, one shot. Pressed. Use a fucking G3, one shot in with 7.62 battle rifle. Fucking two shots. Really don't want to make this game easy, do you, game? Your battle rifles. Nice like shooting, get me killed there. Not careful. Right up onto the, get some eyes on, see what we can take out. And we'll move around the rear, clear up what we can. Range is our friend at the moment, getting high ground is key. Another one up there. And if you are curious, the G3 did see action in Afghanistan, as NATO was used in Afghanistan to run the Yanks and the British. Germans did send a few troops over there, and there was like a few lads running G3s, especially as marksman roles. That's kind of plane contact. Yeah, was it in the fucking lamppost in front of him? I thought it was. I wasn't 100% sure on that. It was too much work. wish we see more of the AI using this G3. Just around then. Down the sandbag. Left side. Move. These shots, they fucking go for fucking front left, then bring around below us.
Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Too many things going on, I can't keep track of them all. From people dropping a bomb to people putting up walls. I feel like life is on hold, perception stuck in a vault. I know that time can heal all, but how much does it fall? It's not too chilly outside when there's no shelter to hide. When everything is a lie, you'll find that out in some time. But when the things on your mind are all considered a crime, communication aside, let's fight till we die. Is this an argument or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. I know that things seem bad, but they could be much worse. There's always someone else, so I'm afraid of curse. A greater thirst, a hunger, pain, and mercy. Just find whatever you got and try to be thankful first. I wanna feel again, I need a couple friends. I never really asked, just how the story ends. But I can feel his tense, don't know the consequence. The volatility of life, my only confidence. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? Either way, I don't wanna be a part of it. Can I just get some space? I don't have the heart for this. I can't be picking up the pieces, fixing scars from this. Is this an argument, or just the start of it? I wanna drive away so I can be so far from it. I wanna find a place where no one breaks their promises, or maybe drown myself in something that is bottomless. Take me back to a place where I felt at home. Take me back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to a age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all. Take me back to a place where I felt at home.
I'm out
Take
on
me
the G3.
back to a day when we weren't alone. Take me back to an age when the world felt small. Way back before we blew it all.
20k12 then. Using this last fucking one. Only we got left 12. G3 is a greedy gun. It takes a lot to drop people, and it is very greedy. Got no laser on this thing. It is interesting that the grenades, like the grenades, don't aggro their own. The AI themselves, like the other AI. A little bit unsettling in my brain. Do it. Just using the left dominant eye as kind of primary optic eye. got that pinned, fuck up. He's on that walkway. This is going to be my demise, the guy on the fucking walkway. Who's he getting shots on this from? Oh, fuck off. Whatever. You've seen the G3. My swearing, because it's like... Didn't do too bad. Ran out of rounds on the G3. Got kind of clustered on here. Especially with that one at the end. It was like... He knew where I was. I went back on him with the map. And he just waited for me on the corner. I literally shot his shoulder and he KO'd me with one shot. But in SKS. It's always SKS, lads. Always. Anyway, thank you for watching. That's all for this one. And I'm going to go and jump on the next one, which I think might be the unfortunate task of doing the FAMAS.